Alrighty guys, welcome. Here we are at Monza. As you can see that qualifying's just started, so I was just on there for a little bit just having a look around. But just before we kick off guys, just want to, as the guys are just checking their setups, just a big shout out to everyone in Australia at the moment that's doing it tough with the lockdowns and whatnot. Hopefully you're doing what I'm doing tonight, doing a Dan Andrews and getting on the beers. So just heard from Flambeau this afternoon as well over in New Zealand that they've had one case over there in Auckland, so they've shut that down for 6 days. So probably no fish and chips to be picked up. But anyway, let's get cracking with this. Let's jump on with a couple of these guys. Okay, Vic Chan, how are you, buddy? Andrelli, Daz. Thank you for jumping on, guys. Appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe and like the channel. It helps to support what we do. Got Chris there, barrack of the ICR boys. So we're at Monza, guys. So this is a track that consists of 11 corners. Track length is 5.7 kilometres. It's been around for a long time, this track, with a fair bit of history. And to give you a little bit of a tidbit, so the lap record for Monza is 1 minute and 21.046, and that was driven in a Ferrari in 2004 by Ruben Barrichello. So yeah, it's pretty quick. What I might do is just jump on here with Noodles. He's about to come around for his first lap. So I'll just let you guys just have a look at this for a second. We'll just, without me talking, but it's in the Bentley for P&L. So I'd say that Cheese still got his tyre pressures are probably not quite up there yet. See, the car's still a little bit slippery, so definitely a second lap will be one to go at the end of it. So coming up into Ascari. So this is one of those corner combinations that when on the exit, and Vic Chan can probably vouch for this, that every time you come up to the second on the left hand side, you hold your breath and probably just close your eyes for a split second, because there's no guarantee that you're actually going to get through there in one piece, and when you do, it's quite a good feeling, and then you just got to go and do it all over again. So and Cheese is on the money here, so he's got a good line coming out of this corner at Parabolica. Yeah, so 149.1 is not too bad actually for the second out lap. We've got Shamrock in second place, so sort of expected Shamrock to be up there, and he's just been pipped by Interlude actually, so it's good in the Ferrari. Well done. Pat from BHR Racing in fourth position. Big Les Gaming in the BMW. I'll cross over to the BMW probably a few times tonight. Exo wants Big Les to smash. Oh, he wants Bear, Team Little Bear, to smash into him. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's probably not advised. I reckon Big Les would come out swinging, to be quite honest, but so we've got a field of 13 tonight so far. Hopefully if anyone jumps in between now and then before the race starts, that would be good. Can't jump on with Shamrock. Selby Acoustic Racing. In the last round at Alton Park, it was Shamrock performed quite well. Finished in there behind Stu, and had some pretty close racing there, so super important that you get this first chicane right. It's basically just on the brakes, hard at the 150 metre brake marker there, and sort of just try and glide it in, but keep the speed going. Just want to hug coming around corner 3, curver into this next section. This is difficult too. You really just got to miss those sausage curbs and hope for the best again, and keep the line and come into the blind corner here at Lesmo. And we had our Pro League round last week, and you know, there was quite a few, it was very clean racing actually. It was excellent from the Pro League, but I dare say, like myself, probably had a couple of near misses. Yeah, so you can just see with Shamrock taking that last exit there at Ascari, the Bentley just absolutely, you know, glides over those things, the sausage curbs. If you're in a McLaren or a Porsche, it can be quite nasty actually. And we've got TV from BHR's just turned up, so as I predicted, that we had a late entry coming in, so that's excellent that he's here. And it's a big commitment too, guys, as you know, for the guys that race in Pro League last week, that you know, the amount of time and effort that goes into practice and the car setups, and you know, sometimes when you've just got commitments outside of this, it's just really difficult to put a good car setup in. And so you can just see the Bentley just glides over those sausage curbs there. I can tell you, it wasn't like that in the Porsche. It frightened the jeebus out of me every single time. So we've got HSV on, so we've got a good crowd so far, guys. Welcome. If you guys didn't hear from, and if you're not participating in, we've got the Porsche Cup that we're running. So on a Thursday night, we're just going to start the series up, I think starting this week, so which will be at Zolder. If you haven't signed up yet, make sure you do. A couple of the guys that we've got in here, Vic and HSV and Team Little Bear participants, so it's certainly keeps it's on the edge of racing. It absolutely no traction control in a Porsche Cup car. Very unforgiving, so you've got to really feather that accelerator. And but if you don't participate, make sure you jump on and have a watch and support the group. That'd be good. So we might just have a look at what we've got here. So Shamrock 48.9, so he's just up from on top of Cheese Noodles. Minardi in third in the AMG, which I would expect as well. Nice big V8 in that car, so it's got a fair bit of top end. And so Bentley, AMG, Bentley, and Ferrari, and Kamangu in the McLaren, and then Fubbles in the Bentley again, and Karki in the Bentley. So Karki's actually from last round at Dalton Park, he's actually moved up the field quite a lot. So you can see that certain tracks suit certain cars, and in the next round you'll see evidence of that with Laguna Seca as well. So So we've got 4 minutes to go. Might just jump on with Big Les. I just always pick Big Les. I don't know where it's just coming down the main straight by the looks of it. Yep. I just absolutely love the sound of this car. We'll jump on board with him. I apologise if you can't hear me because it's got a... Yeah, Minardi is looking racy for sure. Up in third position there. That's a really good effort in the AMG, so Big Les will be hard on the brakes here. Let's launch it in. Yeah, that's a nice clean line. Oh, it's got a little bit wide, not too bad. It's a hard corner, that one. It's a blind corner. Yeah, you see a bit of dust coming up and seen a little bear in the Ferrari in front of him, so let's go, Big Les Gaming. He's up. It's nice and smooth in, nice and smooth out. Oh, he's just still increasing his time. That's excellent, well done. And the thing with Monza too is you think, you know, if you're in behind a car you can draft, but I've got to tell you, oh, what's... he's either disconnected or we've got the server reset. Nah, I don't know what happened there, sorry guys. That was disappointing because he was up then too. Oh, so close at the top, look at that. First 6 positions, under half a second from P1. And then back down into Camango in the McLaren. Well, I've got a feeling there's going to be some close racing here at the start. Yeah. So just a big shout out to our sponsors. Oh, fuck, I did it again. Sorry guys, I did that last week, but I was hoping I wasn't going to do that. It's only the second time I've done this, so apologies for any technical errors. So just a shout out to our sponsors. Pagnan, Next Level, Racing, Serbi Acoustic Racing, Gamesman Racing, Team Racing, ICR and Bruce Hale Racing as well. So good spread of guys across those teams. It looks like Camango's just warmed his tyres up, so this is probably going to be a last ditch effort just to try and climb up a little bit further. I know Vic had this McLaren, Vic Chan had this McLaren absolutely wound out last week, just going down this main straight. And I know from a bit of internal intel that probably most laps was not a comfortable drive. So he's up nearly half a second. So we'll just see what he can do here. If he can hold his lap together. So it's important to come into this little section nice and clean, and then have a nice. He's got a bit untied a bit. We want to have. He's just wiped most of his margin off it. Coming into Lesmo, you want to have that nice entry and exit. Well, he's just picked that up again. So what he likes, if he had have kept that, he probably would have been close to 700 stuff on that from his fastest lap, so go goo, that's coming from Andrelli. Let's go, mate. We're all... Oh, he's just kept it nice and tight. Well done. Let's just see if we can get a nice entry in here and a nice exit. Let's just see where it brings him out. Keep it in nice and tight. I'll tell you, this is a... Unfortunate that he had that little mishap. He would have bloody cleaned up with a good lap, I reckon. So he stayed at position 8, but look at that. That is absolutely amazing with the top 8 there. 0.8 of a second. I've got a feeling that when the race starts I'm going to be stuck on this view for the formation lap, so I apologise about that. So guys, if you're watching, certainly not if you're, well, I guess if you're racing as well, I would probably do this, but this is your opportunity to go and do a Dan Andrews and go and get a beer and sit back down and relax and enjoy the show. And I think that for the next hour of racing, it's going to be pretty tight there at the start. Just looking at these times, and even last week in the Pro League, I think it would be fair to say that it's a standard feature of Monza that at the start of the race, lap 1, first corner, that there's always carnage. And it didn't happen last week, unbelievably so. I myself have been involved in a few incidents at that corner. Not my fault all the time, but definitely probably was a little bit too careful last week. But I'd certainly prefer to do that rather than destroying someone's race or taking them out. And as I said the other week in Alton Park, the amount of time you spend if you have an opportunity to do car setups and, you know, mix and matching and that type of thing, and you get taken out on the first corner, it's absolutely just heartbreaking. Oh, Big Les is out, as Andrelli has just pointed out. Oh, that's a disappointment. Yeah, you're right, Vic. Definitely a close field. Definitely a close field. All the guys are just saying good luck to each other and keeping it nice and clean for the first corner. So right now the guys will be sitting in the pits, just keeping the drop down at about 30 seconds to go. Probably like me, making final adjustments to their setup, which is not advised. They'll drop down pretty soon and then do their outlap.
30 seconds.
I dare say there'd be a fair few nerves, given that the top 8 guys are so close in their times that they'd want to make sure that they get everything right from the get-go.
10 seconds.
So So we've got Command Goo has been disconnected and can't rejoin as well. He's in there, I don't know if he's... No, he's on track. That's good. Yep, I'm stuck in this position. Rightio. Connection failure, so it's going to be a restart with those, hopefully with those guys getting back in. So if you guys just hang in there, I apologise about the disruption. Yeah, it's frustrating, absolutely frustrating when this happens. You're on the edge of your seat, you're buckled into your cockpit, and you're just ready to go and launch it, and unfortunately you get a situation where the server gets reset. And I understand absolutely for the guys that missed out, you know, you don't want them to miss out, so bring them back in and make it for a decent night of racing. But it's a little bit like when you get your first girlfriend and you go in for the kiss and nothing happens. It's a big letdown. So I don't know if you can see on screen there, guys. So again, for the guys that are watching and the guys that may watch the replay, but the Rooz Porsche Cup at Zolder, it's a 3-round series. Starts this Thursday, so definitely jump on if you haven't already. Absolutely, just a barrel of laughs, great racing. I won't say it's clean. We try to be. But oops. Yeah, definitely jump on, guys. It's good fun. It's a car that can ride the bumps and have your own livery. There's no teams, it's all individual. It's a situation of, you know, I like to give it all you can. To arrive and drive, Jono stand style, and yeah, so we're looking to bring the numbers up on that series, which would be good. So I might just jump in here with Shamrock when he, at least like if I can set up the camera. Should be definitely next week too, guys. We're at round 8 Laguna Seca. It's I think I'd be fair in saying this, but it's definitely a Porsche, Aston Martin and BMW friendly track. That was proven last night, definitely with a Porsche. So Slambo was up there with a quick time of 1 minute 22, a low 22, mind you. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was either Slambo, Vic or River that probably breaks into the 21. So that will definitely be good viewing. So make sure you jump on for that for next week in the pro round. And these guys here will have the opportunity to watch that and learn and check lines, and there's some really good YouTube videos out there as well. We share a fair bit of that stuff through our BHR page for track guides, and I think it's important definitely for the guys that aren't quite up there yet or don't get enough time to do track time. It's an opportunity to actually see, you know, where your brake markers are, where you got to turn in. Exactly, you know, with Monza as well, even though it's got a lot long straights, you know, you feel like you've got time on your hands, but absolutely you don't. I can trust me when I say that. And you know, an important thing for tonight's race too is that make sure that you've got enough fuel. So I was a victim of that last week, and I know Andrelli was as well. I actually had to do a third pit stop on the second and last lap for a quick splash and dash of 3 litres, which wasn't ideal, but just quietly between me, you and the gate post, I was a little bit happy to see Andrelli parked on the side of the road there just before Parabolica. Sort of knew straight away as soon as I saw him that he'd run out of fuel, so I was able to pick up another position. And I say that in all honesty because the Porsche around Monza is absolutely OP, it's terrible. So no top end like, you know, Ferraris and Bentleys and the AMGs. Yeah, HSV, mate, absolutely. The Porsches are great fun, and not only are they great fun, but I'm a massive advocate of these things. I think that they're awesome too. But you know, in terms of standouts, HSV and Vic Chan both, and River. River runs awesome. Absolutely drive these cars like, you know, they've been in them for a while. So. Alrighty, so here we are again. We're on the start-finish line. Just waiting for these guys. I'll see the cars pop up. They'll be jumping back into their setups and just sitting there and hopefully just getting comfortable and last-minute refreshments. So if you're just tuning in, so we're at Monza. It's a track that's 5.79 kilometres long. It's got 11 corners. These guys are doing a minute 48, 49. Lap record around here is a 1 minute 21 by Ruben Barrichello in the 2004 Ferrari F1 car. So I can only imagine as to how quick that would be sitting in that thing on this track. Just absolutely nuts. Make sure you jump on the subscribe button, guys. Push the like button as well. I'm only new to this, though. Pretty excited about how it all looks.
30 seconds.
Like to advertise the things that I love to do. Been with Rooz for about 3 years now, so
20 seconds.
Always thought myself as a racing driver, and obviously never had the funds to do anything like that. So to be able to sit down at home and with a great bunch of guys and do this week in, week out is just absolutely fantastic. And you know, like most of you guys, I've got the support of family and partners, which is good. Alrighty, so they're just heading off on their formation lap. This is the tricky part with the formation lap, especially at Monza with the long straights. you want to try and get your tyres up to a little bit more pressure if you can. Keep your brakes nice and warm for that first corner, because there's going to be a mad rush and everyone's going to want to go into it like just a tiny little spot. So, you know, I've been a victim of this myself actually, just, you know, riding the brakes a little bit too much, and then when it comes to first corner stopping, the brakes just aren't there. So, and Stu that normally runs in this with the AM guys, who's been promoted up to the Pro-Am series, and good luck to Stu and the rest of the guys in that series as well. Through the weeks, just, you know, spoken about how he's really struggled with first corner stopping. So, you know, and that comes down to when you're following a car, getting that draft, you think that everything's sweet, you're going to pick up a bit more speed, but the only thing you really pick up is a bit of dirty air, and it absolutely unsettles the car. So you've got to be on point with these corners and corner entries and exits to maintain a higher speed at the top end. So good luck to all these guys tonight. There's some close racing at Alton Park at the last round, so I reckon they'd be pretty keen to smash this one out tonight. If we've got any of the members from Oz Racing, part of the Facebook page, with supporting the Rooz group. So Pesky won. Some of you guys might know of Pesky. We've all raced with him, and so I think he's the administrator for that page. So it's actually been live streamed on that Facebook page tonight as well, so it'd be good if some of those guys can jump on and support. It's a long formation lap, guys. There's a lot of time to think about the first corner after the start finish line, so I'm sure that will be going through everyone's heads. So I'm not going to lie, sitting here right now, I'm excited, but quite relieved that I'm not behind the steering wheel of the rig tonight. So got the glass of red wine, which is nearly already gone, so I don't know what happened there. I've got a backup, which is the Dan Andrews beers. Right, these guys will be getting a bit edgy now. Still on and off the brakes, just trying to cycle some heat through into the discs and into the tyres. Tyre pressures lift up a little bit. And they're off. Let's go. Green, green, green.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Well, let's just watch this first chicane. So right, so just a little bit of a turnaround there, unfortunately. But for the most part, not too bad actually. So Shamrock's in position 1. He's got Cheese Noodles. I have no doubts will be coming up very, very close. So once these guys stabilise with their tyre pressures, so the first 1 or 2 laps of this race will be super important. And just see in the background a couple of guys hitting the sausage sausage curbing, so that's definitely not what you want to do on cold tyres. Yeah, look at this. It's bunching up. These guys are on it. I seriously just want to jump in my rig and just steer. The adrenaline, I can imagine for these guys as well, like it was for me last week. It's just nuts. Oh, and Cheese has just taken a tight line there. It's right beside him. This is going to be close. First lap, last corner, Parabolica fighting for position. Who would have thought? And well done, Shamrock. He's done the right thing there. He's just let him go. That's a smart move. He's going to get the draft down the front straight here. Just see if there's anything that he can pick up. So pit lane's open. Can't see that anyone's jumped in there yet. Cheese Noodles is a gold driver, so I'd expect him to definitely have a good line through here. So you still want to be competitive, but you're still building up tyre pressures. Car's edgy. Blind corner coming in to Lesmo. Nice, you want to have nice entry, nice exit. Just carry that speed through these two corners. Try not to hit that inside curving too much. Yep, that's nice. We'll just stick with him through Ascari, just see what that looks like. In behind Cheese Noodles. Jesus, just like... Yeah, so this is going to be close again, I reckon. May pull up beside him, I'm not sure. He's just going to sit in the draft. Jesus just moving from left to right a little bit. At the track map there, looks like a couple of the other cars are very spread out. I'm going to stay with this one, guys, just to... This will be a piston competition here. Who's going to break first? So again, you can just see with Shamrock, just the smart thing is you can either tip it in there, and he's just gone on the gravel a little bit there and just dropped off a little bit of speed, but the right thing to do is just to have a nice clean race. Let's just have a look down the field. I'll keep an eye on Cheese and Shamrock as well. Got Kamangu. Looks like he's pulled a move on TB Williams. Oh, TB's just like monoed over the sausage curb. And that's just what happens. I won't say it's just bad luck. Alright, so we've got Cheese Noodles in one, Shamrock, Psycho, Minardi, Ainta, Kamangu, TB Williams, Andy, BHR, Fubble Trouble, Dazza, Pat, Karki and Team Little Bear. Looks like Team Little Bear's probably maybe had a little bit of a off track there at some point and dropped a fair bit of time. It's a long race, so there's still a lot that can happen, but at the moment, looks like the action's up here between these two Bentleys. And Andy's gotten in over the top of TB as well, so that's not a bad effort so far. just need Psycho and Minardi to get up in there. As HSV has pointed out that Minardi had a bad start. I didn't pick up on that, but I'm sure in the AMG that if you can keep it clean, he will be up there, no worries at all. Yeah, so both those guys hitting the sausage curb. Psycho's gone through on the second one and launched it. Oh, here we go. So Minardi's going to capitalise on this. Team ICR and GRT in close combat with GRT in behind with Inter in the Ferrari. So you just got to sort of tiptoe around here, but you've got to be fast at the same time. Oh, and he's taken that and just absolutely bunny hopped over that. I don't know how he got away with that, but as you can see that Psycho's just got nailed from that sausage curb like he's at a blue light disco. And we've got Inter coming up in behind Minardi. So I don't know how we survived that, to be quite honest. That's just nuts. So Inter's going to be looking to capitalise here because that would have unsettled Minardi's car. So you've got games of racing 3, 4 and 5 position, so that's a really good outcome for those guys so far. If they can stay up there, definitely pick up some good team points. So Cheese Noodles has done his first pit stop. So he's obviously getting pressured there by Shamrock. Not that often you'll see cars towards the end of this race without any sort of damage on the vehicle whatsoever. It's a tough track. It's a fast track, but it's definitely tough. So it looks like Minardi's been able to pull away from into just a fraction, which is a good effort. So still nice and close. Well, it looks like it could be a GRT battle soon with all these guys. I don't know what the team rules are, but I'm sure that Baradog would have given some instructions on what he wants from a team perspective. Which would be just go for it. That would be my instruction. Fight for position. Do the best you can. Bubble coming up in the TB here. So TB's got the lights on. Coming up into Ascara, this will be interesting. You've got to keep it so clean, like just your line has to be perfect every single time. You know, the track temperature changes, You can see it's already down at 27 degrees. There's no wind assist whatsoever, but these guys are absolutely on it. So Fubbles thinking right now he'll be watching TV, he'll be looking at you know, where his strengths and weaknesses are, and he's going to set him up. So you know, this could take a lap, could take 2 laps, where he sets him up for a pass. And the strategic part about the racing in Assetto Corsa Competizione is that, you know, it's about that clean racing. He's just hopped on the curb there a little bit too, so that's unfortunate. So we drop a little bit off, but yes, watching your opponent in front, just trying to capitalise when they make a mistake. Put enough pressure on, they'll make the mistake, and then you just tip it in there and hopefully make the pass. Alrighty, so Baradog's probably on the radio, team radio at the moment, giving some instructions to these guys to keep it clean, I would say. That McLaren for GRT looks absolutely nuts with that livery. Yeah, so it's going to... too wide. I don't know what's going to happen here. Yeah, so that's... Kamangoo's done the right thing. He's just backed off, just let him through. But what he's done is, to Psycho, is he's let him know that he's there and he's ready to pounce. And Psycho's got a little bit of damage too, so I have no doubt that that's probably inhibiting his performance of his vehicle, and that's probably an indicator of what that looks like. Although this is going to be a drag race down the main straight. Be interesting to see what happens here. Oh, he's just done the crossover. So Kamangoo's just dropped in behind. Oh, come on guys. Oh, he's... yeah, saw that coming. You just want to hit that 150 metre brake markers. A bit of foam everywhere, but it's good that they've come back out into position, so he just needs to pick it back up again and just get onto the tail of Psycho. We'll keep an eye on that one, that battle. Just do a quick check through the field. Yeah, looks like the guys are all pretty spread out, so at the moment this is probably the closest battle. Shamrock's up the front, doing it quite comfortably at the moment. Now all these guys will be on different pit strategies as well, so you know, some of the guys have obviously gone in and done a splash and dash, and some of these guys will be full and heavy, and we'll probably try and go through towards the end and then do their two quick pit stops. But each to their own. It depends on the position that you're in and how much pressure you're getting. So these guys are at it again. I reckon Psycho's just be hanging out to get into the pits, and depending on the repair bill and how much time is spent to do that, he may repair that vehicle. Yep, and there you go. So he's going to drop in the pits and let's just check Psycho, see how long he stays in there for. We're at the 44-minute mark of the race, so depending on his damage, his call in terms of whether he fixes it or not, we'll soon tell if it comes out clean. Also got TB in the pits as well, so for Brutal Racing. So we've got Shamrock position 1, Minardi position 2, and there you go. So car's nice and clean. Psycho's opted to do the repair, and good call. You know, you've still got a long way to go yet. And you want to make sure you've got the best race car on the track to do what you need to do. So if he was that quick with a damaged car, I can just imagine how quick he is with a non-damaged car. You just got to be careful though, because you've got cold tyres. Yeah, so that was Fubbles just gone through the first chicane there and missed his brake marker, which is disappointing. It's just only, oh, and TB's got to drive through. I can only imagine it's either for speeding. Well, really, that's all I can think, is that it would be for speeding. So, unfortunately, he's going to have to go around, and he's got 3 laps to drop back in and do his drive through for there. Minardi looks like he's actually picked up a little bit here on Shamrock. So again, don't know what their pit strategy is, but I dare say he'd be just about licking his chops right now. He's in a good position, so he's got some clean air in front of him. He's got some good lines. Vic Chan's teammate, ICR Racing. And you can even see with the track temperature at 27, these guys would have started off. You know, the fact that they can just keep those lines nice and tight, nice and clean. It's just another example of where, you know, this league is at with the depth of drivers that we've got racing around these tracks. Absolutely, oh, I love his helmet colours. That's just, yeah, I'm going to pitch those helmet colours. What Minardi, really, that stands out. That's quite effective. And the sound of that thing, that V8. I'm a big fan of the V8s, I'll tell you. I drove this car last season, but I just feel like it was nerfed a bit by the VOP. So we'll just start on board with Minardi. We'll just do a lap around Monza. And you can see Shamrock's just gone deep there, so just in that one lap, Minardi's picked up 1.5 seconds. This is a great drive so far. He just needs to hit all his brake markers. So, yeah, so like that's just, I love that. I love that. I wished I had the opportunity to do that in the Porsche. I just didn't. Had too much understeer, but and the off throttle turning great. Nice braking. He's got nice acceleration application there. So Shamrock's probably looking in his mirror right now and watching the time go down, thinking, what do I do? What do I do? Do I quit? Try and get the pressure off, stabilise tyre pressures again, and Minardi's just gone a little bit wide, but he's able to keep it. Probably just drop off a little bit in terms of size, as you can see. And you can see how important it is to get that scarry right, guys. You just got to get it wrong by a fraction, and you can absolutely just blow out the time to the car in front of you. But I'm just looking at the way that he's steering that thing. I reckon he'd be sitting in there in the rig right now, quite comfortable with where it's at. So pretty much identical times of going around Monza. Have a look down. So we've got Mango 6.9 seconds in behind in the McLaren. Andy's 8.5 seconds, and enters in the Ferrari in 5th position. Cheese. So he's done his first pit stop already, so it'll be interesting to see where he comes out for these other guys that haven't had a pit stop yet. And just going by from what I can see here, these guys are on the money for absolutely serving it up to Cheese and putting in a good competition. So you've just got to keep it clean. And Pat hunting around in the Bentley, as they call it, the Boatley, but again another awesome sounding car, and the fact that it just rides the curves like they're not even there is absolutely amazing. So these guys have done all their pit stops. Double Trouble, Triple 8 Racing for Selby Acoustic Racing, Team Little Bear. So he's hanging in there. It looks like he's done the right thing by letting Shamrock and Minardi through. That's good sportsmanship. It's got a little bit of damage on the vehicle. I've seen the side of Team Little Bear a few times in the Porsche Cup Series, so unfortunately that's when he's turning around. But you know what, he gets in and has a crack, and that's all that matters. And Psycho's done both of his pit stops, so he will be looking to jump up the line here, I reckon. It was quick. So if you remember, he had a damaged car, and he was fighting with Kamangu, so I reckon he's going to be going for the undercut here. So Inches has come off at one stage there. Andrelli's indicated, so I didn't quite catch that, but again it's difficult with this track because it's so long, and to try and keep the action for you guys, you want to keep a bit of close racing. So and Daz is still cycling around in the Ferrari, looks pretty clean. Yeah, just keeping it nice and neat. So he's done his first pit stop, so I expect that he'll have a reasonably good finish position. So and TV's in the Ferrari as well. He's done both of his pit stops. So I don't know if any of you guys watched last week, but River was in the BHR green Ferrari, and absolutely just capitalised pretty much from start to finish. So this car is this season is absolutely the go-to car in terms of overall. I think with most tracks it seems to perform quite well. Won't say it's an easy car to drive. You've definitely got to muscle it around and get the tune right, but it's from a BOP point of view, it certainly looks like it's up there. And for you guys that are thinking about that for next season, you might want to drive the Porsche GT3 car. So it's been driven by 4 of the races this season by myself, Slambo, Ryan, and BV Racing for BHR Racing. That there's an update coming for that vehicle for BOP performance, so it's going to give it a little bit more top end, which should hopefully make it a bit more competitive at some of the other tracks that it performs at. So Inch's gone into the pits, and Cheese has just jumped in. So Minardi's 1.2 seconds behind Shamrock. Both these guys have not pitted yet. So this will be like a Mexican standoff. Who's going to blink first? Now I reckon Minardi wants to definitely get the win. But I reckon he's also thinking that I've got a good position here. I'm in a good position where I can finish high up the list. If he's not, that's okay, but that's what I'd be thinking. So yeah, so he's pulling him in like 1.1 seconds now. So this is going to turn in. Someone's going to brake in a minute. It's either going to be a mistake or they're going to pit. So for all you Race on Oz fans out there that might get the opportunity to watch these streams, big shout out to you guys. It's a massive community of racers, and for the 3 years that I've been involved with Rooz, I can tell you that the amount of people that you associate with and build friendships with, and even though you don't meet these people in face to face, but the camaraderie between a lot of the guys, and from a team perspective, it's very heartwarming, and more importantly too, with the COVID situation going on, quite often from a mental healthy perspective, it's always good to reach out and talk to people, and absolutely see this platform as an opportunity to do that. So even though a lot of our conversation is through Discord and on track racing, it's I know when I race in our community races, it's quite often when I finish a race I've got to go and have a blood pressure pill because I've laughed that hard, and it's just an opportunity where half an hour of my time has gone having fun and having a good laugh, and that's what it all amounts to. So at the same time, you want to be professional and you want to do really, really well as well. So to the Race on Oz community, welcome, thank you, and look forward to catching up and racing with you guys going forwards. So Andy's just cycling on nicely, and they're in 3rd position. Still hasn't done his pit stops yet. And Pat, the BHR, has done his, so I reckon these guys will be thinking about, when do they pit? Try and get the undercut. Kamangu, he'll be wondering where Psycho's going to come out. Wondering if he's actually through his pit stop that he's done his took a little bit of extra time to do the repair in his car. So Minardi just is edging ever so closer to the back of Shamrock in the Bentley. He'll be getting into a bit of drafting and a bit of dirty air soon, so it'll be quite keen to see how he goes at this brake marker at the 150. You've got to be on point. A couple of metres beyond it, and it can get quite hairy. So, and his lines are tight, so this is good. So 30 minutes, we're halfway there. The fact that he can keep this pressure on, and
we're halfway through, not over yet.
The distance is just lap after lap, just closing up just slightly, just shows that these guys are absolutely hammering and just trying to make sure that they tip it in and turn in at the right time. And again, another example, just so clean through there. Coming into Lesmo, the blind corner, nice and tight. You can see Shamrock's just gotten a little bit loose in the rear end. He's probably just jumping on the brakes, getting a little bit excited. So he's under a second now, so Shamrock will absolutely be looking in his rear vision mirror, and he'll have a mirror full of AMG. Yeah, this is clean. I love this. This is absolutely just brilliant. I'm actually quite jealous because it did not look like that through my cockpit and front windscreen when I was driving last week. So nice on the downshift. It's keeping it nice and tight. It's probably going to pick up a little bit of draft here. So Vic Chan, go Minardi. Let's go Minardi. Absolutely. Brilliant drive by these guys. Got to hit that 150 metre brake marker, keep it nice and tidy. So Shamrock's just gone a little bit wide in the gravel there. Pulled away a little bit as well, so Nigel will be happy when he sees this. Team captain for ICR. It's an absolutely stellar drive, and Shamrock just to be able to put up that pressure. I know we're in the middle of winter, but these guys will be absolutely just sweating. Maybe not. I know I do, but that's probably just because I'm an old bloke, but I'm not sure. I love those helmet colours. That's just the best. Check the rest of the field just to make sure, see where everyone is. Cheese is in there. Psycho is coming up the back part of the track there. Team Little Best cruising around. TB. Dazza in the Ferrari. Well, I think just for the purpose of viewing, guys, this is a very close battle between Shamrock for Serbia Acoustic Racing and Minardi in the ICR AMG Mercedes-Benz. So right now, both of these guys have not done their pit stop, so this is going to be interesting. So when, you know, there's a fair bit of adrenaline going on, it's coming in nice and hot there. So important to get the pit stops right. You can do a Ron Jeremy and overshoot the box and just waste seconds where you come out behind someone where you were so close and it'd just be, you know, 3 or 4 seconds behind them. Very disappointing. So, you know, in the heat of the moment, it's easy to do the wrong thing. So the interesting thing is too, while these guys are battling, Cheese Noodles is just cycling away in fresh air. And I reckon that he's thinking right now that he's probably in for a chance for a really good position, if not in amongst Shamrock and Minardi. If that's the case, that will absolutely be fantastic viewing for you guys and for myself to watch that. So right now his car's clean, his lines are clean. And that Bentley just sounds absolutely sick. Just love that V8 sound. And his lines are just nice and tight. So where's this coming through Lesmo now? Okay, so yeah, these guys aren't that far behind, but they've still got to do their 2 pit stops. So Geez, you'd have to be thinking, who's going to blink? Who's going to blink first out of these two? Yeah, Shamrock's got some nice lines there. I just can't believe how that Bentley just bloody takes these corners. I wanted to drive it this season, but I didn't want to jump on it like everyone else, and I wanted to be different and drive the Porsche, so it's been not too bad, but it's not great across all tracks. So you can see Minardi just in the rear vision mirror there. Closing up, and Shanghai's just holding his nerve and just pulls away just slightly on exit of that chicane there at turn 1 and 2. Coming down at 4 and 5. Oh, he's just gotten a little bit wide, so this is an opportunity for Minardi to jump on board. Too wide, he's got the inside line. So he needs a good strong exit here. Coming through Les mode, this is going to be his opportunity. Oh, he's just gone up on the curb. Shamrock's just going to hunt him down right now, I reckon. So Minardi needs to drive defensively and keep the inside line. Oh, he's just let him just back off just a fraction. I wouldn't be surprised if he, if Shamrock from here drops into the pits. So that's unfortunate that he had that little mishap, but from Minardi's perspective, that's what he was waiting for him to make a little mistake, capitalise, and the guys did it without touching each other. It was clean. No, he's going to stay out there for another lap. So Andy hasn't pitted yet either. He's still in second position, third position, sorry, with Pat. He's done his first pit stop and only one. Kamangu in the McLaren. Yeah, it's still got some nice lines there. The McLaren, yep, just holding it quite nice. Fubbles. Just skips over the curbing. Enter. So at some point in time, these guys are going to come back into the mix, and I think that certainly towards the end of the race, when the top three guys actually start to do their pit stops, you'll find that it will close up a little bit. So I don't know if anyone's looking at their fuel gauge right now, thinking whether they have enough. They're probably trying to make a decision as to whether they add a little bit in. Something that I should have done. I know I've already mentioned it, but I'm just dirty on it. So. Cheese is still cracking around there. Be interested to see where he comes out after the other three guys pit. And Psycho looks like he's got a little bit of front end damage on that car. So he's obviously had a little bit of a mishap there. And after doing the repair on that vehicle in the first, yeah, that looks nasty. Nah, he's hit the wall again. He's not happy. Team Little Bear. This is a good effort by Bear. He's got a clean car by the looks of it. Oh, he's just gone deep. So Psycho's gone back into the pits. He's obviously going to do a repair on his vehicle. So right now Minardi's put the pressure and Shamrock's gone wide there, so he's just going to gain a little bit more time on him. So he put the pressure on him for probably a good 8 to 10 laps. He's gotten the pass and now he's just sort of driving away. He's now nearly 4 seconds in front, so this is a good outcome for Minardi. And what it will do is it just puts him into the, when he does do his pit stops, it will put him in position with Cheese Noodles, I reckon. So the car still looks nice and clean. Shamrock, here he comes, he's in for a pit stop. Let's just have a look what happens here. So I reckon it's probably going to be like a 3-second stop, provided he hits his box on the knocker. Yep, so nice entry. Yeah, so a little bit longer than I was expecting actually. Okay, so that's interesting. Now we've had an incident. The reset 369. Into the wall. It looks like he's bailed. So that's disappointing. It's always a hard one too, guys, when you, again, like I said at the start, you put in all the practice and the time spent for setups and it all turns to crap. Oh, and Shamrock's just a little bit, oh, and Andy, oh no, Pat, is it? Yeah, this is interesting. So Pat's driven a really tight race here. Shamrock's just gotten a little bit untidy on a couple of corners, so this is... Pat's probably rubbing his hands together right now thinking, how did this happen? I know how it happened. Pat's a good driver, so, you know, he's stayed consistent. He just wants to try and jump on the back of Shamrock now, just to try and maybe save a little bit of fuel. Try and get a little bit of drafting going on. So Minardi's in the pits. Yep, so this is going to be... Yeah, okay, force... Wow, there he goes. So Minardi's fallen in behind Pat and Shamrock. So he's got a little bit of work to do now. So it'll be interesting to see where Cheese Noodles comes and plays in with all this. So it's going to come down to the second pit stop with these guys now. I'm thinking that maybe it's a splash and dash. So Pat's 1.4 seconds in behind Shamrock. I just need these guys to pit so I can see where Choose Needles comes into the mix. And I don't want to say that he just comes out in front, because these guys have done an absolutely stellar job competing and fighting with each other, but kept very clean lines. So still 1.5 seconds behind. So we're down to a field of 10 now, so there's been a few drop out. I always feel like even no matter how your night goes, whether you run out of fuel, or if you have to pit stop one more time than you needed to, and Minardi's gone deep. You know, it's always good to hang in there as long to the end of the race. You're always going to collect points for your team, but also for your individual self. Yeah, you can see Minardi's actually dropped off quite a bit there, so that's really disappointing for him that he went deep on that first chicane. He's got a little bit to make up. Still got 12 minutes to go, so that's a good thing. Track temperature's down to 24 degrees, so I dare say that's got a playing a fair bit towards cars going long on braking points and so forth. But I'll tell you what, guys, this is definitely mounting to be a showstopper towards the end. These guys, top three plus Cheese, absolutely. When the last, even Camango, where's he at the moment? Well, he's not that far behind. He's hanging in there. Games and Teen Racing. So Pat's closed up on. He's coming in the pits. Alrighty, let's have a look. So this is his second pit stop. We'll just see where Noodles is, 2:46. So he's just come through Ascari now on his way into Parabolica. So this will be interesting. If it's a splash and dash, I think he'll be. Just holding my breath. Nah, he's. Yep. Nice. On it. That's a good pit stop. So he's just going to fall in behind Cheese Noodles. That's a nice pit stop, Pat. Well done. That's a good effort for Pat to be, you know, just not that far behind Cheese. So Cheese has obviously done a really good job at putting some nice clean laps together. Now we just need these other guys, Shamrock and Minardi, to pit and just see where, and even Kamangu, just find out. I reckon Shamrock might just pop in just behind Cheese. Well, and there's a bit of carnage going on there on the back of his car, so it looks like Minardi's had a bit of an off. So he's nearly 7 seconds behind Shamrock. So that's really disappointing for him. He'd be gutted right now that that's happened. Here we go, Shamrock's in the pits. So Cheese has just gone through Ascari. I think it'll be same scenario as it was for Pat. I reckon he'll either pop out just in front of Pat or just... So Cheese is just coming onto the main front straight now. Yeah, this is going to be close. So Pat's going to have the run on him here. He's going to have top end speed. And there you go. So let's wait for the first sector to finish and the timetable will correct itself. So you got Cheese Noodles, Shamrock and Pat, and then Fable. Yeah, Pat's still got 7 minutes, so it's still an opportunity to hunt Shamrock down. And unfortunately, we've got Minardi up the front here that he's had a bit of an incident, as you can see by the damage on the rear of his vehicle. Yeah, you're right, HSV. I said the same thing with the dropouts. I mean, as bad as the race goes, you definitely, you want to hang in there and do it for your team as well, but So far, guys, it looks like we've got Cheese will be in correct position of 1, followed by Shamrock and followed by Pat. So you've got Bentley. So, when you look at that, you've just got to think that this is certainly a track that suits the Bentley, and it will absolutely be the curbing, especially through Lesmo, Ascari. It just, I won't say it's more relaxing to go through those corners because it less chance of coming off, but that certainly drives better over the curbing. So, I can't imagine Minardi, if he hadn't have had that stack, I reckon that he would have absolutely been a contender for a podium tonight. Up until that incident, that the pressure that he put on Shamrock was just amazing, and to take the position after a tiny little mistake and to have a clean pass was awesome. So well done. Unfortunate, but good drive. So we've got Comango in position 5, GRT. So I reckon Barradog will be pretty happy with his performance tonight. Andy's had a nice solid result in the Bentley, position 6. Fubble and Shelby Acoustic Racing. Unfortunately, the only SAR car left on the track. Team Little Bear still doesn't look like he's got damage, but got a few bugs on the vehicle there. So like I said, I have the fortunate opportunity to race with Team Little Bear in the Porsche Cup Series, and absolutely just obviously loves what he does. You know, just cycle around. I know he's been when we have the reverse grid there, he gets in amongst all the faster guys and handles himself quite well. So good on you, Cheese Little Bear. Just had a comment. Oh, okay. So yeah, looks like Minardi's let him go, or someone's let him go through. Dazza, might have been Dazza. The TB for Bruce Hale Racing in the Ferrari. So again, an opportunity. You know, TB's it's got commitments through work and family, and finds it difficult to get on track all the time. But to come out tonight and stick it, and obviously cycle around without, I was going to say without damage, and he's just hit the wall. I might have put the mocker on him, I'm not sure, but I'll just get off you there, TB. Sorry, buddy. Jump on Daz there for a second. So Dad's got a little bit of damage on the front and the sides and the back, and not on the roof, so that's good. So Cheese has driven a nice race tonight. I'm not sure if he might even be promoted for next round. I don't know, but this is an outstanding performance. Shamrock and Pat. Spent a fair bit of time on Shamrock tonight. Had a fair bit of pressure from Minardi in the AMG, so from what I've seen, again from like last round, some really good clean racing, and you know, handled the pressure really well. So, and Pat from BHR Bruce Hale Racing, so a solid performance. If you can keep it clean for the next minute, and 1 minute 18 seconds,
leaders on final lap now.
He'll have a podium. So really good outcome. He'll be super stoked with this performance too. So Minardi hasn't done any repairs, so I reckon he'll be probably feeling it right now. Oh, here we go. Here's an example. This reminds me of last week, coming for the last lap to get some fuel. I swore that this would never ever happen to me twice, and it did. And I've got to tell you, it's the worst feeling. So that absolutely sucks. It's just a couple of litres. That's all it is. Yeah. Cheese Noodles coming down the back straight on the approach to Ascari. We'll keep it nice and clean. Still on point. In the P&L yellow Bentley. So congratulations, Cheese, on finishing in first position. Really good drive, mate. Really good drive. Well done. Absolutely owned it, and you deserve that. Well done, mate.
Has finished the race.
Shamrock and Pat's not that far behind him. He probably thought he was in for a chance. Well done, Pat. Third position. So those three guys, Cheese, Shamrock and Pat, 1, 2 and 3 here at Monza. It's a really good outcome. Oh, now I reckon he's done that on the finish line, I hope. Andy coming through. And I reckon Minardi would be a little bit frustrated with that outcome. He would have definitely have been up there for sure. So good drive, Andy. Top 5. Well done. Fubble. Shelby Acoustic Racing. Good finish, mate. And Camango, he's just dropped enough fuel in there just to get around on that last lap. I always feel like if whatever your fuel calculator says to use, just put an extra 5 or 8 litres in just to make sure you're going to get to the last lap. You just never know what's going to happen. Team Little Bear. Well done, guys. TB and Dazza. So again, thank you to the Race on Oz community. Thank you to the AM guys, AM1 guys. Congratulations to Cheese Noodles, position 1, Shamrock 2, Patton 3. Again, it's been a pleasure to be able to call this race, and hope you guys have enjoyed watching it as well, and I hope that the guys that watch the replay have as much fun watching it as what I have done calling it. So thank you again, and for now I'll sign off and get ready for Laguna Seca next week in the Porsche GT3 Cup car. Hopefully get some good finishing position and points for that round. So thank you, guys.